What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. I'm your boy NarikChase, and in this video we're going to be reviewing episode 5 of Alien Earth. In space, no one ... Everybody's been looking forward to this episode. What the hell happened on the ship? Preceding events of the show. And in this episode, we definitely see what happens. So, I'm just gonna say I didn't like this episode. I'm sorry. I think it's pretty cool. We get an explanation of what happens, but execution is just my biggest. I'm sorry. Just the way the show is, just the execution is just terrible. But anyway, let's get into it. So we're on the ship. We have this interesting moment among the crew, and it's like cool and everything. But then it starts off with the ship. There's an alarm going off, and Morrow, who is the security officer for the ship, is woken to, hey, there's some stuff going on. It done went left. Has been a fire on the ship. The controls have been messed up in the process, and 2 of the crew have been, facehuggers been got them. Interesting, cool. We get to see them laid out on the table. Really good shot of somebody attempting to remove a facehugger from someone, and the acid killed them. Now, I believe we've seen this one other time too, but this one was a bit different. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought the practical effects of the guy's neck and crap was all melted. It was pretty cool. I gotta say this. During this scene, there's like 5 characters. And in this room with these 2 corpses and these alien parasites on their faces. And they got the dumbest dialogue. The dialogue is stupid. It's like they're cracking jokes. Some of the characters seem like they're not taking the situation seriously. There's no panic, no emergency or them just taking it. It seems like the scene, these people should be mad, scared, confused. And maybe 2 of them are, but the rest of these characters are making these dumb comments, saying these dumb things. What's the medical officer guy? The Indian guy, I don't remember his name. But he was the worst. I wish, somebody shot his character. His character was just literally stupid. Everything this man said the entire episode was just dumb. I didn't like his character. When he get killed off, I was so freaking happy. Just how stupid the character is. All the stuff he just says is just dumb. So anyways, and Ting. I thought Ting was a android. I'm not sure. But I don't like his character because his character is just freaking weird. And not just weird, he's that cryptic weird. Like he sees more than everybody else sees. And instead of him just saying the answer to questions, he kind of alludes to them or tries to point people in the right direction so they'll figure it out. And I just don't like his character either. He just seems like he's just stupid for no reason. So we get to see Morrow goes back and he's like, okay, you see the video footage, you see the fire started in the dock hold area or whatever, storage hold area, and 2 men go there to put out the fire. You can see that the xenomorph eggs are in these cages, and one of the doors are open. Well, the doors are open, so the xenomorphs come out. Not xenomorphs, the facehuggers come out, get both the guys. Pretty cool scene. I do have a question though, because it comes out that that somebody sabotaged the ship, which is who started the fire. Because the guy's like, okay, who is this person? He sees a person, but he doesn't know who the person is. They don't show his face or anything. Sees that person start the fire, And okay, the person opened up the cages for the eggs, releasing the face huggers who end up getting these two guys. Now, this is the question I have. This is humanity's first time dealing with with face huggers xenomorph eggs. Why in the hell did he open up the doors for the face huggers? It's almost as if he knew that the face huggers would get on people and face hug them or whatever. And I'm like, biologically so the door shouldn't have been open. Because they don't know what the face huggers can do. And the way the show plays everything so far, it seems like even though there are 5 species of aliens that they got, they only specifically want the xenomorph one. And it's like, okay, what? Obviously, y'all know something about the xenomorph face hugger eggs and stuff more than the other ones. It's not like y'all making a big issue about, even with when we're talking about Slightly and the Morrow story. The Morrow's trying to sit here and have him steal eggs. And it's stupid because if all of the aliens are important, you would probably try to get out the alien that you try to get them all out, or at least the ones that seem like they're more easily accessible. So the easiest one probably would be the mysterious one that we don't really see, the 5th one that we ain't seen yet, or like the eyeball one, or what about the leech one? Those seem like those are more easier to get off this island, not a xenomorph egg. But the whole thing is, why did the doors to the xenomorph cages, why were they open? Obviously, you opened those specific ones. You didn't open all of them. You opened those specific ones knowing that the face huggers would get these 2 guys, or whoever. So, like, I don't understand that. That still does not make any sense to me. And there's a moment where we get useless jump scare. There's this officer. Her name is Zavari. She is the executive officer. So the guy who ends up dying because of the facehugger acid was a captain. So she takes over. But Morrow is like, you know, you need to prioritize the specimens over the crew. This kind of comes off as stupid too, because that's where a lot of tension between them two comes in. And he's like, well, you have to, you know, prioritize these creatures over the crew. And I'm like, well, at this point, all of the creatures are still in holding. They're still captured. There's no problem. And you got one facehugger that's dead because the dude cut it. And you got another one. And the dude's making a big issue about prioritizing them. And I'm like thinking to myself, the creatures over the creatures over the people. And I'm thinking to myself, you've got like 8 eggs. So if you go ahead and get rid of and because the thing still, you know, still attached to this guy's face. I'm like, well, if you get rid of the damn thing, it's not gonna do nothing because you got 8 more eggs. Like that's it's stupid. Like that was dumb. You could fix the ship. You didn't have to worry about the facehugger eggs because you've got 8 more, like 6, 7, 8 of them. So what if you one died and you shot the other one out the airlock? That seems like the most logical. Why would you say don't prioritize the crew, prioritize the creatures? Dude, you're part of the crew. Just dumb. So Morrow's doing an investigation, which is pretty cool. This is one of those things that I wanted to see. And it's revealed that, you know, somebody sabotaged the ship. So there's this really cool investigation. This is where we start getting more of like the political intrigue, espionage, stuff like that. That's what I wanted to see from the series. And of course, all is going to be wrapped up by the end of the episode, so it's not going to be much deep diving. But hey, it's better than nothing. This is what I wanted to see. And it's kind of cool. He's questioning people. He's looking at video logs. He's looking at, you know, security footage, and he's talking with people, and he's trying to figure out who the saboteur is. Interesting. It's an interesting sequence, and it's what I want. And even in that, we get to see a bit more of Morrow's backstory. And he has a pretty interesting backstory. In it, it is revealed that he had a daughter who he had to leave on Earth, but unfortunately, when she got to a certain age, I believe when she was the age of 19, she ended up dying. So we kind of see that he doesn't have much going on in his life, and it gives you a certain amount of like insight with his character. I think this was pretty good. I wish we would have seen a little bit more of what was going on outside of that. Maybe, you know, have him show a sequence where, I don't know, maybe the wife, after the daughter died, him have a conversation with the wife or something. But anyways, it was pretty cool. It's pretty cool backstory. But anyways, so we end up there's a scene, right? And this probably was one of the most okay, back up. Morrow is preaching this stupid thing about prioritizing the alien species over the people, which again, that was just dumb. Because you got multiple species of them. You have to have all 100. Can't just get rid of one of them. But anyways, so they put the guy that's still alive with the face hug on his face in the crowd tube, hoping that would stop the gestation, put him to sleep and everything. Why? And obviously it doesn't, because, you know, the xenomorph is killing everybody. But I don't understand why it doesn't. Because if everything slows down for the person, then it probably should do the same thing for the xenomorph too. But like I said, their physiology is different, so you know, okay, to some extent I can buy it. But anyways, so moving on, we had this sequence where there is a science officer. Her name is Chibuzo, the black chick, and she's like experimenting with these leech alien things. Throws a dead rat in a little containment thing. And this got to be, again, the writing is terrible because she's sitting at a desk. On her left side are these leech creatures that she's looking at. I don't know why she's looking at them. I don't see her really taking notes. It don't seem like she seems like she's just BSing around. And on her right is another container, but it's got the eyeball octopus monster on it, and it's watching her. So, the leech monster, like, no, this is where the writing fails. She's eating food next to parasites, alien parasites. The sandwich, a big old fat sandwich right there in the middle of a plate, and she's got a cup thing, a tumbler or whatever it's called, and I'm like, there's aliens there. You're experimenting. Why do you have food there? Why do you have water? That doesn't make sense. So she closes this top. And these leech things, I don't care what anybody says. There's no humanoid intelligence in there. They're not. Because she seals it, and it turns like this with a switch. So it switches like this, open, switches closed. Somehow, the thing reaches a leg or antenna or something and opens it up from the outside. It's a leech bug. What bug has intelligence like that? And then while it's doing that, the eyeball monster like taps on the glass and it gets her attention. Now, at first, while watching this, the immediate thought was, okay, it's trying to warn her. But then, after a while, I sat there and thought to myself, it wasn't warning her. It was distracting her. Because while she was looking at it, the centipede thing crawls out. Now, while one of them crawled out, and not all of them, I think it was like 2 or 3 in there. While all of 2 or 3 didn't crawl out, I don't understand if they're going to go by that, but by the intelligence thing. But one crawls out, puts his ass in the tumbler thing, and boo-boos a bunch of baby eggs into the water, and then it goes and lays inside and hides inside of a sandwich. Stupid. Just dumb. Come on now. Why would it do any of that stuff? Now I get it's trying to infect people. It's propagating a species. But I'm like, so why not just get, like, in the first episode, those centipede things got on 2 officers and sucked and drained them dry. I'm like, so why not do the same thing to her? You would literally crawl on her, get to her artery or whatever, drain her dry. Not lay eggs in water and get inside of a sandwich, hoping she'll try to eat you. It took me a while to figure out that bit too. Hoping that she'll put her mouth on it and then just, I guess, go down the throat and get inside her body that way. I don't know. But anyways, she ends up getting saved by the Ramen, whatever. I think that's the guy. Yeah, the medical officer. Ramen, the one that kept saying stupid stuff. He ends up coming in there and basically saving her. Because he sees the ass of the creature out of the sandwich. They put it back, they pick it up, put it back in there. They put them back into the wall units that hold the containers. But for some freaking reason, when she put the eyeball one in there, it didn't stick. And not only did not stick, nobody noticed it didn't stick. So what happens? The eyeball creature escapes. And I was like, come on, really? This is so stupid. And so the xenomorph ends up escaping, of course. The xenomorph does end up escaping and busts out the guy's chest. Then the cryotube escapes. And this part kind of threw me off because now everybody's panicking. No, hold on a minute. I think there was a moment where they were all kind of sitting down, having a sit down, trying to figure out what was going on. Okay, he's like, hey, we got a saboteur here. We need to figure out who it is. What's popping? And the engineer guy, his apprentice, is literally one of the stupidest characters possible. The way he acts, I'm like, dude, your ship. They said the ship is like, it's going out of control. Why are you acting like this and acting stupid the way you are? It's like, I don't understand the writing. I really don't. I get it that they just want these like shameless deaths. But come on, I gotta do better. I've had a thing, especially now, where like I do not want to see slasher films where people are stupid. I don't want to see monster films where people are stupid. I want to see actually intelligent people, because the monster isn't skilled enough, or the killer isn't skilled enough to just kill smart people. They only kill stupid people because the people get themselves killed. So that's pretty much what this episode's been. But so this whole time, Chizubo, the science lady, has the tumbler with the infected water, and they probably about 4 times you see her almost drink it, but then something happens or somebody starts talking to her, she puts it down. So the stupid engineer assistant guy drinks it. So you're like, all right, he's gonna get his. And then so they end up seeing the xenomorph broke out of the case. Now I don't know if this is before or this is after them having lunch. I think it actually might have been before. But and they see this big old hole in the guy's chest, big old hole in the crowd tube or whatever, and it's a trail of blood going out the room into the hall or whatever. And I'm like, okay, so there's this alien creature on board. Y'all trying to find out. Y'all see there's an alien creature that's escaped. Y'all trying to also find out this investigation. So there should be 3 things going on right now. And mind you, there are several other people that are still sleeping in cryotubes. So they're like, okay, this creature's been. So I'm thinking, okay, we'll have one group investigate what's going on, who did what. So by this time, they still hadn't figured out who it is. There's one crew trying to fix the ship, which, okay, cool. And they see that there's an escaped creature. And nobody thinks to follow the blood trail to see if they can find this damn thing. Just dumb. Dumb. So while investigating, the xenomorph escaped at this point, so it's holed up somewhere and it's growing. Doesn't take much. I take long for it to grow, and so the engineer and the engineer's guy are in. They jealous how I floss my pit bull 2000. Oh. So this is what happened. They learned that I'm not the man to mess around with. Morrow's interrogating people. He ends up interrogating teams. Teams being just completely stupid, being cryptic for no reason, seeming like he knows who did it. I don't know if he actually knows who did it, but he knows how they did it, I guess you could say. And Morrow kind of figures it out. Somebody has been, everybody takes turns, take their time in the crowd and stuff. So somebody woke up early, went and did their thing, and then went back into the crowd tubes and just try to figure out who did it. Morrow ends up finding out that it was some guy. Maybe that guy was introduced in the first episode, but it was some guy who is dealing with, some terminal illness, who contacted Cavalier to sabotage the ship so that way the ship crashes in his property so he can get the alien species. Now, this is dumb for quite a few reasons. One, why would he broadcast this conversation? Like, I guess when they're talking to people, passing these broadcasts is stored in storage location, you would think that they would have a backup or alternate way to do it, or some kind of secret way to do it, because he's just talking with Cavalier and it shows their faces. They've recorded the conversation, and I was like, God. Wouldn't this be established some other time and not? I don't know. I'm not, because they were away for a really, really long time. Now, I don't understand how Cavalier even got in contact with this guy, because from my understanding, this ship has been sailing for like 65 years. So how Cavalier got in contact with him, deep space, I don't know. Now, if he did it before they left, fine, I get it, it makes sense. But after, when they're coming back, that doesn't make sense to me. Then it's Cavalier. You would think he would have some kind of middleman to do this type of stuff. So I'm like, if there's any investigation and they retrieve this information, they would definitely see that you were involved in the sabotage of this ship, holding you liable, you freaking idiot. Just stupid. Absolutely dumb. Now, what I didn't say was this member who sabotaged it did delete all of the videos, all of the information, but Morrow was able to recover it, which is how he found out who it was and Cavalier's involvement. But having said that, this is when we get to see some Petrovic. That's the guy, Petrovic. I don't know who the hell Petrovic is. But anyway, so Team's stupid self is just still sitting in the interrogation room. I don't see why he literally just sitting there like this. The dude done walked out to go figure out who did it, and he's just sitting there like this. I'm like, don't you got something better to do? This ship's on fire. Come on. And then Slime hit him in the head and look up. Xenomorph is up there, fully formed. We don't see the death. But anyways, that was a bit of a waste. So, the apprentice guy and the engineer guy are trying to fix the ship. Yeah, I'm like, okay. The apprentice and the engineer are in the same hold where the alien creatures are, where the xenomorph eggs are. And there's a pretty good shot where this chain thing comes down. So you think it's the xenomorph tail. So I'm like, okay, they're redoing the first movie, but it's the chain. So it's like, okay, that was a pretty cool setup. But anyway, this boy starts coughing up blood, and you're like, oh, okay, so now the parasites have gotten him. So there is a moment where, he ends up falling over. They're trying to figure out what's going on with him. Okay. So Moro goes to find this guy, Petrovic. He's not there, but then they end up finding out that, hey, this kid is dying. We need to save him. So the science officer chick and the annoying medical guy tried to save this guy's life. Admirable, because it's like these things are inside of him. They find out that these bugs are inside him, drinking his blood. And they're draining him. So the chick, the captain chick now, Zavari, has to make a decision because the entire time you can tell she's not fit for this situation. This situation is out of left field. She's not comfortable with what's going on. She doesn't know what to do. There are some really tough decisions that need to be made, and she's not, because there's even a sequence where she's talking to the Utani Corporation and messaging back and forth. And in the message, that basically says, screw everybody or the alien's good. And that's what we need. We need you to be like, that's it, 100%. Aliens good, people bad. Aliens good, people bad. Don't care about the crew, they're expendable. The aliens are the priority, which is, again, dumb because the aliens are actually like in containment except for one. So it's like, if you would prioritize the people, the aliens would be fine too. But anyways, so everybody meets up. Caesar's boy is dying. These two scientists try to save his life. They do not take any precautions whatsoever. And Lord have mercy, it's dark as hell. Hold on a minute. Cool. Just getting darker. The sun's setting. So, anyways, they don't take any precautions. They don't have face masks. Yeah, they put gloves on, but and I was on the fence about this because on one point I'm like, okay, cool, but on another point I'm like, okay, this is just dumb. That makes sense. They cut the boy open. They see these bugs on his organs. He tries to pick one off, and it releases this gas that they inhale and die instantly. And I was like, that was so anticlimactic. Now, on one hand, I'm like, defense mechanism, it makes sense. But on another hand, I'm thinking to myself, we got a xenomorph. And I understand they're trying to sparse out the kills between the xenomorph and these other aliens to show how bad they are. But why would these creatures, if they're burrowed in a person's body, why would they have a defensive mechanism that releases gas that kills people? Like, that doesn't make sense. They're buried in the body. They wouldn't need it. Why haven't we seen this gas emitting technique before? Like when the lady had made the damn sandwich. The thing was in the sandwich. So I was like, okay, it's cool, but it seemed like maybe if it was one person, fine, but both of them just getting killed off like that just felt like they just ran out of ideas and said, hey, let's kill off these two characters. It just seemed dumb to me. So there were two other characters that died. But anyway, so Moro ends up taking this other guy. They're trying to find this saboteur. They find him. There's a gunfight. The guy gets killed. And he shot that guy like 5 times, it seems like. He kept missing Moro. Moro's in front of the guy. And the saboteur guy, Petrovic, misses every shot and pops the dude like several times. I'm like, damn. Okay, there's another guy. So, while they taking care of everything, Zavari is still like breaking down because of what's going on, what happened with the two scientists who end up dying because of the bugs inside the guy. But we get an interesting scene because the xenomorph shows up behind her. Now, this is controversial to me because I do not accept this. I do not like what they did with this scene. The xenomorph just looks at her. That's it. Now, when she tried to draw her weapon, it trips her up, and then she runs, and then it follows her, and it's a pretty cool chase sequence. It's kind of messed up because it's one of those like plot armor scenes where it's like, okay, this thing is just ripping people to shreds, but the people that it should be killing, that same energy, don't get killed, and you know. So it's just running down the hall. She managed to lose it. It was kind of cool. She ends up getting herself locked in this room. And it was kind of cool because Xenomorph, she goes into this room. The Xenomorph runs, the door closed, it can't get through the door. So what it does is a pretty cool scene where you see it like walk up the door and onto the ceiling in one shot and crawl off. And the girl's in there, and she sees the engineer guy, and then when he turns around, you can see that the alien octopus thing and got in his eye and killed him, taking over his body, knocks her out. Morrow, for some reason, it's a weird. Morrow was in the floor, in the wall. I don't understand why. But like when the Xenomorph crawls across the ceiling out of there, Morrow like a second or two later just like pops this vent thing open and comes out. I'm like, where the hell was he? Why was he in there? So he ends up going through the door, and he sees Zavari's knocked out. He sees that the dude, the engineer guy's dead, but the alien, the eyeball alien's taking over his body. And I kept looking behind Morrow, and I was like, close the damn door. Because he opens the door, and I'm like, close the damn door. You just seen the Xenomorph down that hall. Close it. He don't. So this stupid creature, eyeball creature, starts something like that. Something like that. I don't know what the hell it was doing. And the Xenomorph comes back through the door. And I was like, why he just didn't close the damn door? So Morrow rushes the creature, shooting it with the little taser. He escapes. Then they get this stupid, and I mean stupid, fight between this eyeball corpse guy and the Xenomorph. And I'm thinking to myself, the Xenomorph, how? The creature even jumps on the Xenomorph and is like, got him like this, and holding him from the back. He's like on his back and he's biting it. And I'm thinking to myself, your teeth ain't gonna do nothing to no Xenomorph exoskeleton. You need like armor-piercing rounds to kill those things. So it's like you can't bite it. That's dumb. And then the whole fight, the Xeno's tail is jabbing the corpse in the back, and then it does get the upper hand, and then pow, and kills it. And then the eyeball pops out of the creature, out of the corpse, and attacks the Xenomorph. And while this is going on, Zavari wakes up, takes off running. The Xenomorph goes after her, and then it turns into the first episode where Morrow's in the room. She's knocking against the door. The Xenomorph comes, mauls her, and the last part of this episode is Morrow going back to get Tani, giving his report, saying, hey, he'll get the Xenomorph eggs, and he'll kill Cavalier, which I hope he does do, because Cavalier is just a dumbass. This episode was bad. I've seen a review or two on it. They liked it because of the carnage count and all of that stuff. I didn't like it. Look, I'll say this. Some of the things that I saw that were pretty good. The creatures I thought were pretty cool and anything too. And some of the things they could do were pretty cool. The Xenomorph, even though I didn't like the fact, the initial part of it when it first is just standing there. Now, some person tried to explain that it was studying her, accessing her as a threat. And I was like, Xenomorphs don't do that. Whenever a Xenomorph is just there, they just kill. They don't kill for no other purpose outside of propagating their species and just to kill anything that's different. That's why in every book, comic, game, if there's at least one Xenomorph there, people die. Not that they assess it as a threat, because the thing just kills people. And I like the setting. It did feel similar to the Nostromo. It did. I like the set design of it. That was pretty cool. But I didn't like the kills. I didn't like the writing. I did not like the pacing. I did, I didn't. I straight up hated the character decisions because a lot of them were stupid. The dialogue scenes were bad. Some of the motivations were just bad. Why Cavalier was in this episode and how he was talking to this guy. And this stuff is recorded. So how did they not have access to like this recording or anything? Like, how did nobody pick up on this? Like, I don't get it. He's this chief security officer. Where's the other deputies at? Why, when all of this stuff was going on, they didn't wake nobody else up? The ship is about to run into the damn planet. Like, it's just stupid. A lot of this, if this thing is going to blow up or crash or something, I would wake up the rest of the crew. I get he was trying to find out who the saboteur was, but damn, really? Stupid. So, I didn't like the episode. I mean, again, it's one of those, like, if this was like it wasn't entertaining, because there was some entertainment to it, it would be a straight up 2. And if the writing was better, it would have been a 4. But, as of now, no. Episode 5, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. I hate the fact that, like I said, if I wasn't entertained, it didn't have some entertainment, fine, but it still has some entertainment value. But the writing's terrible, the characters are terrible. I would have liked there to have been more with Zavari's character. But outside of her just being just like an incompetent captain and her having sex with one of the other dudes, that was all her thing. That's it. Nothing else. So, anyways, I guess guys in the comment section below, let me know, what are your thoughts? Did you like episode 5? I sure didn't. I keep hearing people saying it's the best episode. It's not. Even if you look at the xenomorph kills, you only see, it's only like 2. And I see they're trying to balance it out with all the other more of the other aliens, but no, it's just bad. Just a bad episode. I didn't like it. I really did not like it. But I still hope that Marvel does kill Cavalier, because I think he's just an absolute asshole, and it's just a stupid character all around. But anyways, be sure to hit that like, share, subscribe, and the notification button to get the best of what we got going on this channel, and we'll definitely catch you guys later.